Hey Alphas, it's Angelo, and welcome back. Thank you for coming to episode 55 of Early Access Podcast. It's been a pretty busy weekend, with PAX Prime and all, so I haven't gotten too much gaming done. But if you were following me on Twitter, hopefully you had the chance to enter the giveaway contest that I was doing. Thanks to the people at Motiga Games and their new MOBA, Go Gigantic, I had gotten some swag to give out. And I'm going to show it real quick for the people that are looking on the YouTube channel, that are watching the video live. But it's a green drawstring gigantic bag. And then also, we got some other stuff that they gave us that came with these. You got a sheet of gigantic stickers. It's got some of the different, I think they're monsters, legends, I can't remember. You got a little Motiga rally wear towel. It's kind of like a, just a headband or something, and a Motiga pen with a little Motiga dinosaur guy on there. They sent me out a couple of these a few months back, and I was waiting for the right time to do it, and I figured with the announcement of the beta coming up, I think it is, and with all the publicity surrounding PAX Prime, I decided it'd be a good time to give it away. So without further ado, I want to thank all, I think it was about 50 people that entered, but I've picked the winners, and they are at Frosty Lion 712, at OE Emming, and let's see, at Janie Maru, and at Not Arcane. Congratulations, you guys! You're gonna get one of those prize packs. I'll DM you through probably through Twitter within the next couple days, and get your contact information so I can mail this stuff out to you. I want to thank again everybody that entered the contest. I got a lot of exposure for the website, and actually I was surprised at how many people retweeted. Like, I was just surprised. I tweeted it out because I saw some stuff about Gigantic doing something. I was like, this would be a perfect time, and it actually got some traction, and people were responded to it, which is pretty awesome. I do some key giveaways too, so I just wanted to bring that up. If you followed me because of this contest, just keep following the Twitter channel. I occasionally give away other keys to other indie games on occasion, when I get multiples from the developer for review stuff. Sometimes I get two, and I usually give the other one away. I have a list that I keep that just all the extra keys that I've gotten over the last couple months. But again, congratulations, guys. Gigantic looks great. It's a 3D MOBA. You can check that out at gogigantic.com, I believe, or just Google Gigantic game. But it looks promising. And Bob, what are you doing? My cat is trying to climb on top of my desk, climb the wall. That's not how this stuff goes. But other than that, other than PAX Prime and everything, I wanted to jump into some other news stuff. So PAX Prime is happening, as you probably already know, and there's been some pretty cool games that have come out. I tend to get my information from like other news outlets, especially about stuff that I'm not attending myself. Like, I'm not at PAX. I would love to be, but it's just not really in the cards for me at this time. So there's a whole bunch of cool indie games coming out through PAX. I think there's 6 games coming through indie on Xbox One, which is pretty cool. I like that they're back in some of these smaller projects. Even some games that I've noticed that are coming out to Steam, and I guess they're just dual platforming them. What was it? Game that I wanted to talk about? I can't remember. Oh, Behemoth Games. The guys that did Alien Hominid and Castle Crashers, and most recently Battle Block Theater, they have another game coming out. Now I gotta Google it because I cannot remember the name. Oh, it's called Pit People, and it's a grid-based, turn-based co-op strategy game where you move your pieces on like a hex board. It looks like their art style, so if you're accustomed to like Castle Crashers or Alien Hominid or Battle Block Theater, you know their art style. It's really unique. Art style's really nice. But I saw the first 20 minutes or so, like a 20-minute first look at that, and it looks really cool. I like turn-based strategy games. I like the stuff that they've done. They're just a really good developer. I don't think I've, been mad about anything that they make. And they're also bringing out Castle Crashers Remastered. I don't know exactly what systems that's for. Let's see. Xbox One, it looks like. It was announced at the Xbox One. It will be available. It says Castle Crashers Remastered is currently in development and expected to release later this summer. And that's according to the Behemoth website. So they were at PAX showing it off, so I have to imagine it's got to be soon because it's, the last day of August. So, oh, excuse me. Other than that, I also played a little bit of this game that came out, I guess it was a couple days ago, Satellite Rain. Now, I just posted the first look of it, so if you go over to the YouTube channel, you can see like the first 45 minutes, and I'm like confused for the entire 45 minutes. The tutorial doesn't do a good job, in my opinion, of really explaining what's happening. But so Satellite Rain just launched. It's been in early access since last December. So in the couple days that it's been out, though, it's got 453 reviews, 88% positive. It's coming in at $30 with 20% off right now, so $24. And it's a cyberpunk open world, air quotes, open world, real-time strategy game. So you have a team of, your, I guess, thugs. I don't know what you are, like the Resistance, and each character has their own tree and equipment and everything like that. It's class-based. So they have their own gear, their own weapons, their own skills, and it's kind of like a hacking mini game over and over again. Like I said, I only played 45 minutes of it, and it just didn't. There's just something about it that just didn't feel right. Like I don't know if it's just the way I got into it because I didn't quite understand how some of the stuff worked. But yeah, the tutorial wasn't very specific, and it seemed to be like I didn't know if I was supposed to be exiting out of something, and then you have to click all your characters and move them around and everybody. But it's a weird game as far as the controls go, because you have to select each individual character to set them to do stuff. Not like, for instance, the Crooks, where it was just here's a level, and you have a singular goal. This is like an open world map type thing, and yeah, it's just weird. I just feel like I didn't understand how to do certain things. For instance, in the intro in the beginning, it's alt right click on I think it was a zip line, and you can attempt to use the zip line even if you don't have the right skill for it, so it has a chance of failure. But then it doesn't really explain to you that you can also do that with other things like hacking terminals or hardwiring doors open and stuff like that, or turning off the lights and everything. It would take a lot of trial and error to figure out exactly how the guards work in this, because there's kind of like in GTA, you have a wanted level. It's kind of like that, but each character has their own, because you can split them up if you want to, obviously. I'm sure it's fine, but the thing is, I've read some of the negative reviews, which is only 12% of them, and they seem to be leaning more towards where I'm at, where it's just the game seems empty. But again, I've only played an hour worth of it, so I'm sure I will figure it out as I go. But for now, I don't know. Watch the video, go check out, maybe somebody else's video, or read some of the reviews of people that have played a little bit more of it, because I really don't have a feel for it. Usually I can get a good idea in a couple hours, but this one I just couldn't. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I also played a shitload of Destiny. I'm currently at light level 28. Yeah, I've only had it for about a week. and it's a lot of fun. Like I understand, I can see where people would have gotten mad at having the year, like the first group of stuff being just those three, like God, what is it? Territories, like the planets. It was like the Moon, Mars, and Venus, and Earth. Maybe I don't even know if Mars was there. Moon, Mars, Venus, Earth. Maybe that was all that was there in the beginning. But I could see how, like, because I got to the end of the main storyline fairly quickly, and I'm already into the first and second DLCs. I'm like doing them simultaneously, so I could see why people would have been kind of mad that there was like no content, because I mean you are going back to those areas over and over and over again, and it's kind of repetitive. Luckily, I have enough content still, as far as story missions and stuff, where I've managed to keep leveling pretty steadily, and haven't really run into anything like that where I felt like I was burnt out or anything. But I'm sure it will happen. But luckily, we got 2 weeks until the Taken King comes out, so maybe I won't be burnt out by then, because I'll still be striving to hit the light cap now, the level 34. But I don't know what they're changing a bunch of stuff with the new patch, not patch, but I guess DLC coming out, where they're getting rid of that whole light system and going to a more traditional leveling system. So I'm kind of excited to see how they do that. I guess they're going to put level restrictions on items, like over 20. I don't know. I'm gonna need to see exactly how they do that. I haven't really read anything about it one way or the other. No one seems to know exactly what they're getting at. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, I wanted to say I just read before I did the podcast, and it's just putting it in here. Wes Craven passed away today at 76 years old from complications from brain cancer. If you don't know who Wes Craven is, he is the godfather. Well, he is one of the godfathers of horror, having created Nightmare on Elm Street as a whole. He's had his hands on some of the best horror films in the genre, and he's one of the people responsible for making the slasher horror genre of movie. It's a big loss for the film industry, and my deepest sympathies go out to his family and his colleagues. So if you want to pay your respects to Wes Craven, go out there and just go watch Friday the 13th. I'm sure it's something that he would have wanted. So, again, Wes Craven passed away today, and it is a very sad day. We've been losing a lot of big talent in the entertainment industry lately, with Iwata and, Wes Craven. It's getting to that point, though, where I'm, almost 30 years old, so a lot of the things and people I grew up with are starting to pass away. A lot of the people I looked up to in the entertainment industry. So I just wanted to get that out there and let you guys know about that in case you haven't heard. So we'll get off of that and we'll just get into, I guess, new releases. There hasn't been too many because it is the weekend, and games don't tend to give us too many on the weekend. Although I have been surprised a few times where I've gotten like fucking 15. So actually, I'm gonna keep that one for last. That one sounds the best. So this first game is called Carambol, I guess. I don't know. It's not a real word. Oh, excuse me. So this game is, let's see, it came out the other day. It's got 6 reviews, all positive, $12.99, which is somewhere in the middle for me as far as what this game is. So Carambol is a brick breaker game, which actually, I'm going to lump these two together. There's also another one that came out called Magical Brickout. Now, the difference between the two is one is more of a traditional alleyway style Brick Breaker, like that's Karambol. It's twisted a little bit though. It's 3D. It's similar to the same thing though. You got a little, paddle, bouncing it off of shit, destroying blocks. It looks pretty cool. It looks like it does some cool stuff. This one's got more puzzles and skill power-ups and stuff like that, which is something Alleyway didn't have too much of, especially puzzles. Actually, there was kind of like puzzle levels where you had to clear out all the bricks, but whatever. And then the other one, the Magical Brick Out, that's got one positive review out of one. It's $2.50, 50% off. It's $5, and this looks like it looks like Peggle. Not as polished and clean-looking version of Peggle, but it's $2.50. I don't know if you can get Peggle on the PC, so go check those out if you are looking to scratch that brick breaking itch. But for me, Peggle 2, or even the iOS version of Peggle, is pretty awesome too. So go check those out. I guess I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I think Peggle 2 is free on iOS, not ISO, iOS. Google is the best shit in the world. Peggle 2. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it's just free to download. Nope, no, maybe not. Doesn't announce. Nope. I could have swore Peggle was on there. I guess it's not. I know, here it is. Peggle Blast, that's what it's called, not Peggle 2. Peggle Blast. Totally worth checking out, though, if you haven't played that. If you like Peggle or brick-breaking games, Peggle Blast is great. Alright, this next game is called Layers of Fear. Rawr. Now, this says it's a psychedelic horror. It's a psychedelic horror where you take. That's not proper English. So it's a psychedelic horror game where you take control over an insane painter in his quest to finish his magnum opus. It's a first-person, looks kind of spooky horror game. It's got, 439 reviews in the past 3 days at 95% positive. Pretty awesome for an early access horror game. $8.50, it's 15% off, usually $10. It looks really cool. I like that it has a story. The actual game looks really awesome. Like, the lighting looks great. Again, this is all just from looking at the video. You can check it out on the Steam page. Links in the show notes. But I mean, I like the idea of like all the weird trippy stuff. You got some stuff melting, but it looks really good. The animation's really good. I don't know. Go check it out. Layers of Fear. It looks really awesome. I might actually. I'm gonna click this button here. I'm gonna see if I can get in touch with them. See if I can get a copy of that to take a look at. Even though I don't know why I play horror games. They scare the shit out of me, and I don't get it. Alright, so this next game is called Cat Interstellar. Mostly positive with 19 reviews. 78% of them are positive. It is $1.79. So just buy it. I don't even know. It's $2. It's an open world indie adventure game. Let's see, what does it say? Okay, so just reading the description, it's kind of like WALL-E. It's basically you're a drone on a planet trying to terraform. It's Kepler 452b, which, if you don't know anything about that, if you don't follow the space news going on, Kepler 452b is considered to be the twin planet of Earth. It's the other planet that could sustain life like we do here. So it's the 3D for like a little. I guess it's third person. The character is where you just drive around and you're trying to, I guess, just adventure and stuff. Let me see if anybody actually says. Stunning story, immersive environment. I really like where this is headed. But what do you do? You're assisting a terraforming effort on Kepler 452. The game throws you directly into choices to choose between VR and play. So it's Unreal Engine 4, but I don't know what exactly you're doing. Oh, okay. It's currently only 30 minutes long, so it's a great introduction. Then this is perfect though. If for $1.79 though, the price point, nailed it. You get people in with a good concept. You get to show them what you're capable of doing. You get them involved for a very small price point, and then as you roll out content over time, you raise the price to reflect the additional content. So starting at something like $2-3, you already got a bunch of people downloading it, and you got a mostly positive score out of it. I want to know what the negative is. Blah 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 blah. I don't know how this guy wrote 5 paragraphs about a game that takes 30 minutes. Yeah, this guy complains about it being a 10-minute concept project, and I'm sure this guy also does the same thing. As long as its developer doesn't just disappear and actually continues to work on it, I think this is a great way to get your game out there and use the early access program. When you're doing it like this, like as opposed to a game like, Rust came out and all the concepts were already there, so it was just a matter of getting people in to continue to work on those concepts. It seems like this is like a proof of concept more than anything. It might be better suited for something like Project Greenlight or like a Kickstarter campaign, but I can't make that decision. The price is pretty cheap. It's one of those things where I'm on the fence about, so whatever. Whatevs. Alright, this next game is called, I can't click on it, All Guns on Deck, and it's mixed reviews at 57% positive out of 7 reviews. $10.39, $13 usually. Now, it reminds me of God, what's that old like Missile Command kind of game? Actually, that's kind of what it is. So it's a naval strategy, real-time tactics action RPG. So you have a little ship. It's shooting missiles up in the air. So kind of a lot like Missile Command, where you're shooting rockets as they come down at you. But you're also, it looks like, trying to min-max your crew of the ship, which show up as little blocks at the bottom of the screen of different rooms of the ship. So it's these blocks of rooms at the bottom where you're moving your people around, and then there's the water in your ship. So just try to picture that, and you're shooting up at the sky, I think. It looks really cool. It looks like it's got a lot of depth to it. I don't understand what the negative reviews are, so we're gonna take a look. Wait a bit, because the first build is like on Let's Play video with all faulty thing. That's not English. Like, I think I'm gonna wait for 2017, 2018 to see the result. So this guy thinks the game's not gonna be done for 3 years. So it says there's 3 reviews, but 2 of them seem to be on another thing. I would go check it out. I don't like that other language reviews get counted into the user review I'm looking at, because I can't actually read the negative reviews, and all it does is affect the score. So this isn't even I didn't even know you could post a blank review, but this guy managed to do it. Good so far. Let's see how it goes in early access. Game is fun and provides a good challenge. This guy seems to be into it, but again, only 3 reviews. You got this guy who can't write a review to save his life, but he keeps doing it. I don't know why. It's just always bricks of text, no punctuation, no formatting of whatsoever. It's like impossible to read. But yeah, All Guns on Deck. Go check that out. And now this last game I wanted to talk about, I think, is super interesting. I don't know how it's going to do on Steam per se, because most people don't have their, like, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have their computer hooked up to their TV like they do a console. So this game is called Eon Altar, and what it looks like is a dungeon crawling like mobile game, kind of like Diablo. The thing is, it's using what You Don't Know Jack did with I think it was the party box. I can't remember off the top of my head, where you could use your phone as the controller. So that's what this is doing. You can use your smartphone connected with 4 players in the same house, and you can all use your cell phone to control the characters. So it's $4.99, which seems pretty reasonable. 5 reviews, 80%. Now, if you buy this, it might be cool, like that. Like if you do have your PC hooked up to your TV, and you have a couple friends over, have some beers, and hang out and play some co-op locally, but it uses the phone in a pretty cool way. Actually, I just saw this in a video. So it popped up a little mission statement, and you can tell your other players, or choose to keep it a secret. I guess whatever your motive is in the game. There's like an entire skill tree. It's all managed from the phone, so it's separate from everybody else. So there's no pausing. There's no like on-screen stuff as far as all that goes. I think it's really cool. We keep taking advantage of all these different types of technologies that we have, and I wish there was more stuff like this. They're always trying to do the dual screen, like TV tries to do it all the time, where they're like, oh, use your iPad to look up trivia. Like, that's not what I want to do. I would like this. Like, the problem with the dual screen concept is, like, it takes your attention away from whatever's happening on the main screen. So I feel like with something like this, it might have a little bit of both of that. But since it's 4-player co-op, you're not distracting yourself that much. It's especially if the controls are fairly simple. Maybe if it's like, I don't know if it's turn-based or something, maybe you guys, move in, you select your moves, and then you do that, and like everybody does it at the same time in like a real-time kind of way. But for $5, it's totally worth the experiment, I think, even if the game is awful, which it looks really nice. But even if it was awful, I'd still, for $5, it's totally worth checking out, having a couple friends over and just dicking around. So, yeah, go check that out. But that's going to do it, guys. Again, I want to thank you for listening, telling a friend, sharing the podcast. Don't forget, whenever I do stream, you'll find that information out on Early Access PC, or at Early Access PC on Twitter. Again, thank you, everybody that entered the gigantic swag giveaway. Again, those winners were, let me pull that out again, Frosty Lion 712, OEMing, Janie Maru, and Not Arcane. Again, I will be contacting you guys within the next couple days to get your mailing information to send out those prize packs. But yeah, guys, check out the YouTube channel, Early Access Podcast on YouTube. Click through the Amazon banner at the bottom of the page. I kind of moved it around. I wanted to get it off the top of the page. But click through that banner. It does help out the show. But until next time, guys, this is Angelo for Early Access Media, and I will see you next time.